Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're exploring the crystal Hypersthene. This beautiful black crystal that gets these silver shiny lines in it. There's a bit of a raw piece, and I'll give you an extreme close-up of a bit of a heart. Hopefully you can see those bits of shine in there. It's one of my pendants as well. Now, Hypersthene is an orthorhombic crystal, so very similar in structure to other protective crystals such as numite. It's really good for removing unwanted energies out of your life and helping you rebalance as well. Hypersthene is about 50% iron, so on top of being protective, it's also very grounding and can help you settle down and bring yourself back into balance however you need to. So we're going to explore in this video how you can use Hypersthene for protection, for clarity, and all different ways. So stay tuned and find out more about the beloved Hypersthene. As you well may know, black crystals are really good for protection, but Hypersthene kind of has two aspects that make it super protective. First of all, it's black, and black helps to absorb unwanted energies, but it's also got this silver shine in it, and that helps to deflect extra unwanted energies away from you. So this is really good for psychic attack or any kind of energy that's dragging you down and making you feel not your complete self. This is a really good crystal to work with to help counteract the effects of depression, or if you're just feeling a bit glum or gloomy at this point in time. Sometimes Hypersthene is referred to as the crystal of rest. So if you feel overburdened or overworked or life's been really stressful, then working with this can really help you just take a step back, almost give you a cloak of invisibility and shield you from all those demands for a little while and let you kind of recuperate. This is really good if you've gone under, if you've been really sick, or if you've had surgery or a major illness and you need some time to allow the body to kind of get back into its natural well-being. You know, a lot of the time we rush back to work or back to our responsibilities, or there's lots of demands being placed on us. I remember when my father passed away, people were ringing me the next day asking me to do things, and you know, Hypersthene is a really good one for kind of protecting you from these different things, from making sure that there aren't too many demands placed on you. It's really good as well if you do suffer from sleep disorders, you know, things like insomnia. Again, it helps to deflect all those thoughts, all those unwanted things that are dragging you or are trying to get your attention, and allows you to remove them and find balance and have deep, restful sleep. So place a bit of Hypersthene in your pillow slip, a nice tumbled piece, maybe like the little heart I've got here, or if you're trying to, you know, have some alone time and put that cloak of invisibility on, wearing it as a pendant, or if you want people to leave you alone at your home, gridding it around your home can also be very beneficial. As Hypersthene starts to remove all those distractions, it allows you to bring greater insight. Maybe you're trying to come up with a new idea or be more creative, but you're feeling blocked or irritated. Hypersthene can help to remove that. Maybe there's a distraction or something around you annoying you and you can't focus. Then use your Hypersthene to protect you in that way as well. Hypersthene is great to have as a palm stone or a tumbled stone in your pocket if you have to deal on a regular basis with someone who annoys or frustrates you. Maybe there's someone at work who just shits you all the time. This will help you to stop getting drawn into that drama of what they're trying to do to distract you and allow you to focus on what you're trying to actually achieve. In fact, Hypersthene can bring really great and profound insight. Sit quietly with it outside and allow those flashes to be caught in the moonlight and to bring new ideas and new inspiration. Hypersthene is great for helping you understand yourself at a greater level and realize that you are not defined by your successes and your achievements, that you are more than that, and it can really help to bring a greater understanding of yourself. It can be really useful in clairaudience, the ability to psychically hear, especially when hearing messages from deceased loved ones. You can use Hypersthene as a divinational tool. So what you need is a small piece of Hypersthene, probably a tumbled stone would be best, and then a tumbled pyrite, or chalcopyrite, and a tumbled hematite. And what you do is you hold the three, kind of move them around in your hands, shake them up a little bit gently so you're not chipping them or damaging them, and then think about the question that you have. It should be a yes or no question. Then just allow the three to fall out of your hand and onto the ground. Now, if the pyrite or the chalcopyrite, the golden stone, is closer to the Hypersthene, then the answer is yes. If the hematite, the silver stone, is closer, then the answer is no. And this is a real simple technique you can use with the different crystals to find a yes-no answer for something that's challenging in your life right now. I found that Hypersthene really resonates with the planet Uranus. Uranus governs change, spontaneous change. It spices things up and makes sure that life isn't dull and boring. It also encourages you to do things a little bit different from how you've always been doing them in the past. Now, when this planet is direct, it just brings little changes and hiccups during our life to make them interesting and to keep us growing, changing and evolving. However, when it turns retrograde, it takes that energy away from the planet. And so what we find is that life can get a bit mundane and boring, and we start to get a little bit bored. What you'll also find when a planet goes retrograde is its influence goes inwards, and so we start asking ourselves more questions. You know, what am I doing with my life? What is the meaning of life? Why am I doing this? What, how, what? You know, all these questions start coming in. And what we can find is we get really frustrated with ourselves, and you'll find people around you may have these kind of aggressive outbursts because they're bored and they're questioning and they're frustrated and all these types of things. And this is where this crystal that helps you really with protection from other people's outbursts, and it brings insight. So as you are starting to ask those questions about what you're doing with your life and what the meaning of life is, Hypersthene can really help you to find those answers. What I suggest is sit down with a lovely cup of tea in your Hypersthene and just relax and allow those questions to flow and allow insights to come as they do. Now, as with most retrogrades, the best thing to do is to really internalize all these thoughts and come up with these ponderings while the planet is in retrograde. And then when it goes direct, what you want to do is then you want to start bringing them into action, because Uranus will help you to change things and mix things up. But whenever Uranus is in retrograde, or if you're working with Uranian energy, then Hypersthene is a really great crystal for you to have by your side. Hypersthene helps you to shake things up in your life and to help strive for more and more success. Keep your Hypersthene with you, either wearing it as jewelry or carrying a small piece of it, to give you confidence when interacting either socially or in business situations. It helps you to kind of push through doors of opportunity and seize opportunities when they come, and not to second guess yourself. Hypersthene also encourages you not to accept second best, and to promote your talents and be confident in who you are, and to share those gifts with the world. As you do that, people will be receptive to taking them on, and Hypersthene will help to remove anyone who may kind of drag you down or stop you from wanting to succeed. So if you want to make a difference in this life, Hypersthene's great. Before you start working with your Hypersthene, let's cleanse it. And because this really helps with insight and the mental processes and clearing distractions from the mind, I find air is the best element to cleanse your Hypersthene with. So leaving it outside on a windy day, or even better, leaving it outside on a windy night, can be really beneficial to help this crystal get back to its natural balance. Now, bringing some other energies as well to really help you work with your Hypersthene. I always call upon an animal guide or totem, and in this case I call upon the coyote, or the Australian equivalent would be the dingo. Now, both of these animals have a characteristic of the trickster, which is very Uranian in that way. You know, if you think about the roadrunner and the coyote, that kind of energy is brought up in that famous and well-known cartoon. But what happens in that jest and in those tricks and all those little things that trip us up are the greatest lessons. And so Hypersthene and coyote or dingo work really well together to let us learn our lessons from when things do go wrong. How can we grow? How can we evolve? How can we do things better in the past? So call on coyote. Learn to laugh at life and have fun with those kind of hiccups, because as we know, nothing is certain and everything is always changing. And when you connect with these animals, they help you to go with that flow rather than get tripped up each and every day. Plant-wise, I really like to work with anise myrtle, which is an Australian plant, and there's an essential oil, which has a real aniseedy kind of licorice type of smell. These are really good for the third eye, and thus help us with our insight and to help bring new revelations and bring that clarity as well. It also helps you deal with different issues and to, I guess, kind of digest them in a better way as well. So anise myrtle is a really great one to put 3 drops in your hand, smell that before you start your meditation with anise myrtle, or diffusing it around your space can be really beneficial as well. Astrologically, obviously, Hypersthene works best with Uranus. Now, Uranus doesn't govern a day of the week, but I find Saturday, which is ruled by Saturn, can be a really powerful day to work with your Hypersthene. Now, Hypersthene isn't an expensive crystal, but sometimes it can be a bit hard to find. Have you found your piece of Hypersthene yet, and what's been your experience? Please share with our crystal-loving community and leave a comment in the section below. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure that you subscribe as well, because I try my best to get at least one video on crystals up each week, as well as one on essential oils, and I'll have lots more in the future. So by subscribing, you'll get all those notifications. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Adam Barralet. Blessed be.